What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's happy, they're healthy, they're practicing their self-love, they're on their self-help journey, their personal develop journey. Again, we know that the world is going crazy right now. But again, the only thing that me and you can do is practice on our self-love, practice on healing ourselves, and as a collective, we can heal the world. It's not going to be a one-man mission. It's not going to be, one man versus the world. We as a society, as a human race, need to come together and heal this planet together. But what we need to do right now is we need to help and understand why we are in this position. Why do I feel like this? How can I fix it? And the further you listen to my podcast, the more you realize that you don't need to learn. You don't need to go out. You don't need to read all these books. All of the answers are within you. Every single answer that I say is within you. You just need to figure it out for yourself. You need to go within yourself in order to help yourself gain the necessary information that you can grow from it. Without that information, all of what you're doing, what you're reading, is going to be worthless. You need to be able to go deep within yourself and fix it. So today we have topics. We have some good topics today. 3 questions as normal. I'm going to get into the first question. It's on victims and pleasure. I'm not going to read the full thing because it's actually extremely long, but I'm just going to read the first couple sentences. Put simply, I just finally realized and accepted that I love being helpless. Now, of course, I'm a multifaceted, multi-dysfunctional person, but this seems pretty big. I self-sabotage and deceive myself to keep being weak and vulnerable. It's comforting to lack accountability and responsibility. That it's why I can't wake up in the mornings, can't hold a job, why I dropped out of college, why I won't practice instruments, and then there's a balloon list of things that he cannot do. So what I want you to do is I want everybody listening to this. You do not want to be a victim in life. That is probably the worst mindset, one of the worst mindsets one could put them Sorry, I fumbled over my words like crazy. That is one of the biggest mistakes you can do. If you are a person who chooses to be a victim and finds comfort in being a victim, you need to change your mindset. You need to be disgusted at even the fact that you brag about being a victim. You need to wake up and take responsibility for your actions. This behavior is similar to a child, as if that they do not want to take responsibility for anything in life. What you need to do if you are a victim is you need to get up. You need to get up and take responsibility for your life. It's not funny. It's not cool to be a victim. The only thing you are doing is burdening yourself and other people, which is not cool. It's not funny. People are going to look at you like you're a loser, like you're a joke. And I know deep down you do not want to do that. You said that you find comfortability, or you're comfortable because you don't have to do anything. And when someone says something like that, I know that deep down they have such a massive hole in their personality. Something happened to you, whether it be a year ago or a month ago, that you don't want to try in life anymore. I know this, and you have to go. I'm not even going to go into it. I want to talk about what's happening right now in your life. Is that you need to take responsibility. You need to set goals. You need to get your life together, because if you find comfort in being a victim, you will manifest your life to where the only outcome is that you are a loser. There's nothing else. It's not, nobody finds joy in being miserable. You've tricked your mind to where you can be comfortable with being a victim, with doing nothing, because it feels better for yourself. You set no standard, so you feel better for yourself. In actuality, you are the only person hurting yourself. I want everybody listening to this, you may not fit into that mold, but so many people out there set their own roadblocks so that they're comfortable with being at the bottom. They're comfortable with not trying. They're comfortable with not striving for anything, because you want to know what? Society rewards that. You can go out, if you don't feel comfortable in your life, if you don't like the way your life is, you can binge on social media. You can binge a TV show. You could binge anything nowadays. You can binge video games to run away from your life, to run away from your responsibilities. And slowly, when that's compounded over years and months, you will manifest yourself where you are at the bottom, and life will not pick you up when you are at the bottom. It'll keep stepping on you. It'll keep pushing you down until you are at zero, and then it will walk away. And if you try to pick yourself back up, it's going to step on you even harder. You need to wake up and understand that you are the only roadblock in your life. You set the standard when you wake up and when you go to sleep. You make those decisions why you didn't go to the gym. You make those decisions why you didn't chase your goals. You make that decision. Why did I spend 2 hours on my phone when I could have spent 2 hours, 1 hour, 20 minutes on my dream, on my goals? You make that decision. Nobody else does. You need to realize that you are given the most precious thing on earth, which is life, and you are blowing through it. You need to wake up and realize that you are blowing through the most precious thing in the world. It's not money, it's not time, it's your life. Do not waste your life. Do not waste your time. Why are you so happy with being at the bottom? Now let's go into it. Let's actually dive deep. Let's go backwards in your life. I'm not a real proponent in saying let's go back in time, but for this case, I'm going to go back in time with you. You need to go back and reflect on a time where you really tried in something and you failed. It might have been something, whether it be small, like in elementary school, where people laughed at you. You could have done a public speaking thing and you might have bombed. But you need to identify what exactly happened in your past that shaped you like this, because you weren't born a loser. You weren't born a failure. You let life bully you and condition you and mold you into that. But you are not a loser. I'm here to tell you, you are not a loser. You are not a failure. You are not anything that this world tells you. But you're walking around like it's, and you've manifested it into your reality. You have to go back in time, realize what exactly happened, and I want you to revisit that memory. And I want you to do this. I want you to heal. I want you to go back. It might have been a scarring moment, but I want you to go back in absolute detail. And I want you to recall what shattered you as a person. I want you to go back and reflect. What was the exact memory that scarred me for life? I want you to relive it, and I want you to heal from it. Thinking about your past and not healing means nothing. I want you to heal from it. You might need to love it. You might need to cry through it. You might need to scream through it, but you need to cope with it. You need that self-reflection in order to heal. I know you don't like being a loser. I know you don't like being a failure. But those are labels that you put on yourself because of what the world told you you are. I'm here to tell you, I'm here to remind you that you are more powerful than you think. You are more powerful than you think. At ages 20, 30, 40, 50, you can be whoever you want in life. The door is wide open. It's just that so many people find comfort in mediocrity that they never strive for anything. You want to get to that point where you want to strive. You have a fire under you. You have your motivation. You have to understand that. You have to grow from that. Without that, you're just going to keep feeling like a loser, keep feeling like a failure, keep sitting in your bed like you're nothing. When I'm telling you, you are something, you are special. Stop letting the world tell you things about yourself that you are not. Until you get to that point, until you can realize that you are not a failure and you can do anything, I can't help you. It's almost like I've got to that point in this podcast where I've talked about it so much, and I realize that it's almost like we're seeing through two different lenses. Like, I can see your potential, but you can't. And I'm trying to show you who you truly are, but it's just not, you're not seeing it. And I don't know how many times I have to tell you this, how many times you have to hear me say this. But you need to understand and remember who you truly are, who is your true essence. It's not the person who you are right now. I understand that, but let's do things to wake that person up. You need to do that for yourself, by yourself, with yourself. If you can't do that, then you're gonna forever feel like this. But I just want you to remember that you can do it. That took a little longer than anticipated answering that question, but it's important. It's an important one. You have to figure out, you have to find out, you have to dive deep. You have to go back in time in order to fix what's happening right now. But I'm going to end that question so I don't go on too long of a rant. Question number 2 is letting go of resentment. Hello, everyone. I'm 26. About a year ago, my cousin did me kind of dirty. I tried to grow from it and let it go so I can be a better person, but I don't seem to be able to let it go. How can I work on it? So when I hear questions like this, the most important thing that you can do is that you need to stop holding on to your past. There are so many people throughout this world, on this planet, that hold on to grudges, that hold on to past memories so long that it starts affecting their reality right now. You need to let go of your past. You need to tell yourself that whatever happened in my past, I can't change it, and that is okay. But what can I do right now to change my reality, to change how I feel? Your past memories can only affect you negatively if you never address them. They can be the exact inverse of that. If you address your problems, if you address your failures in the past, they can come back and they can actually aid you in life. But holding on to them is not going to give you any sort of joy, any sort of pleasure, any sort of happiness. And another thing, when you have a disagreement with somebody, what you need to do, and this is very important, whenever you have a disagreement with somebody, you need to talk to them about it. I don't care whether you're right or wrong, you need to talk to them about it. If it's your friend, your family member, a stranger, whoever it is, you need to always be the bigger person and talk it out with them. I don't care if you were right or wrong, if someone, if you were completely in the right, because what I've realized throughout my lifetime is that almost 100% of the time, we think that we are always right in any sort of argument until we look at it through the other side and the other lens, and we realize that maybe we were the problem. But you would never get to that point unless you actually became the bigger person and had a conversation, not an argument. Too many times I see in our society, people have forgotten how to have a conversation and not an argument. It's okay to have two differing opinions, but why are we always arguing? Why can't we have a conversation again? Why must it always be a heated argument? We need to relearn how to have actual conversations with people again. You need to not let your ego block your relationship. You need to stop letting your ego get in the way of your relationships. When you have a disagreement, your ego is going to tell you that you're right. Your ego is going to tell you not to have that conversation. Your ego will only tell you things that are just going to stroke your own ego. You need to man up, tell your own ego that you're not going to allow it to have any control over you. And you need to go open up and have an open conversation. Because getting down to the root of this, that's your cousin, that's family. And so many times I see so many families get broken up, so many families get shattered over the dumbest things, when in reality, we are all that we've got. Family aside, as a human race, we are all that we have left. Why are we so keen, so excited to rip other people down, to just break away off relationships? We're all that we got. We got 100 years max on this planet, 80 years if we're blessed. Why are we tearing other people down? Why are we not mending the bridges that life has given us when we can always just fix the problem? We're all that we got. Your family is all that you got. Why can't you cherish it? We need to start cherishing family again. Your family is gonna make mistakes. Your mom, your dad, your brother, your sisters are going to make mistakes, but you want to know what? They're not going to be on this planet forever, sadly. So you need to mend that relationship. I don't care what happened. Mend the relationship. They're not going to be on this planet forever with you. Why are you allowing something trivial to get in the way of a connection to your mom, your dad, your sister, your uncle? If it's an extreme problem, yes, I understand. But so many times I see that people distance themselves from family, friends, for the smallest reasons. We're all that we got. We're all that we got. I want you to think about that. That's it. You got about 40, 50, 60 years to be with your parents. Then that's it. Why are you letting things like that get in between you? Come on. I want you to think about that. Stop getting in the way of your relationships. That's your own ego getting in the way. Why can't you see past ego? Why can't you see past your ego? Why can't you kill your ego? Why can't you tell your ego that you're better than this, that you're smarter? You have to get to that point where you can fix your own ego. Question number 3 is, my life is stuck on repeat. Everything comes full circle, and it's just the same scenarios with different people. When does something new and exciting come back into play? How do people keep relationships fun when you have the same robotic habits day in and day out? When somebody comes up and tells me that their life is stuck on repeat, it almost is, how would I say this? When somebody tells me that their life is on repeat, it screams to me that they are not doing anything with their life. They are not doing anything with their life. If anybody says that their life is stuck on repeat, that is exactly why. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I know this. You can have the best job in the world. You can have the best money. You can have the fancy car. You can have the big house. The thing is that those things never give you true fulfillment. They give you temporary. Now, it's nice to have these things. I'm not going to say you got to live off a dime a day. But what you need to do is you need to look for internal happiness. And that's the thing that people don't understand anymore. People don't get anymore, is that you need internal happiness too. Followers don't matter in reality. Money is just paper at the end of the day. What you need to do is you need to go within yourself to find your happiness. You need to start feeding your soul the right things in order to feel happy, to feel whole. What you're giving your soul is just fast food. It's just cheap food, followers, money, fame, the house, whatever you consider that. You need to start filling your soul with the right things. Meditation, let's say self-affirmations, 8 hours of sleep. You're in nature every day. You're reading things that are going to do your soul justice. And let me tell you something, as I always said, this technology is never going to get you any fulfillment in life. Being on your phone, scrolling through social media, being a consumer, whether it be on Netflix, your phone, on the PS5, whatever it may be. When you are a consumer, it is never going to give your life any fulfillment. Think about it. Those things all come and go. They all come and go. You scroll. Most people can't even remember. You binge a whole TV show in one sitting and you can't even remember the whole TV show. You can't even remember what happened a couple episodes ago if somebody asked you. It's because your brain is just on a constant loop of consuming, and you need to break that. Not only with technology, but within your own life. You have to get to a point where you start creating in life again. That way, once you created something special in life, you can now share it with the world. You can, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you can have a social media following, but you have to be able to tap into yourself in order to find out what you like to do and start being you have to start being a creative and not a consumer. Almost everybody is now being hardwired to be a consumer. You have to break out of that mentality and start creating in life. I'm telling you, it's fun. It's fun creating in life. But what's easier is just to be a consumer where you're just consuming content all day. The algorithm's just spoon feeding you all day. What you need to do is you need to get off your phone and you need to figure out what you like to do. And I tell you this, it's much easier than you think. Get a notepad, go outside, and go write down all the things you ever wanted to do in life. Go back when you were a child and start going forward with that. Write down all the things that you wanted to be. And I want you to write down the other side of that, why you can't do that. And then I want you to understand something, is that all the things that you write down, you have set your own limitations in life. You set your own roadblocks in life, because what I want to tell you, and again, I'm going to tell you this every single time you listen to this podcast, is that you are special. Stop letting the world and people tell you that you are not special. I'm tired of hearing this statement where I feel worthless. You are not worthless. You are not worthless. You have the power to become whoever you want to be in life. Stop letting the world crush your spirit. You feel like you're worthless. You feel like your life is on a loop because that is what you've been told. That's what society has engineered you to think. I want you to get to a point where you not only love yourself, and this is the end of this question, I want you to get to the point where you love yourself, you found out what your true purpose is, and you go after it every single day. You want to know what? That'll give you the best fulfillment in the world. But let me tell you something, it's not going to come from your phone. Let me say that again, your true peace, your true happiness is not going to come from your phone. It's not going to come from your computer. It's not going to come from your TV. You need to understand that all you need to do is turn all that off and listen to your thoughts. Your thoughts aren't dangerous. Your thoughts aren't something where they're scary. You need to get to that point where you have self-love. love, and now you found out what your true purpose is. Everybody is born and they have a true purpose. Stop making it seem like you don't have worth. You're special. You're beautiful. You can do whatever you want. Your soul, it's got a gem in here. It might be dusty, but you have to blow the dust off and realize who you truly are inside. And then you can slowly start to be happy. But remember this, you have all the answers to every single question you need to be answered. I just stuttered, but that's the truth. You have to be able to unlock that about yourself. I can show you the way, but you have to start walking in that path. I cannot walk your path for you. Your mom can't walk that path for you. Your brother can't walk that path for you. Only you can. And once you start winning, you realize that you can do anything in life. You can be anything in life. It's going to take patience, but it's going to take persistence. But once you get to that point, you're going to be unstoppable. So I love y'all, and I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are doing better. I hope that my words can help you out in life. But I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next podcast.